We have the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. This is your AFC Divisional 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the Baltimore Ravens. This team is coming off a long bye week for majority of the starters because the last time this team played, it was against the Steelers 2 weeks ago. And Lamar Jackson has had a long rest, a well-deserved rest. Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season. The Baltimore Ravens were one of the best teams in the NFL, and it's hence why they have a bye. The one thing that they're going to have to do in this game is take care of the football and run the football as much as possible with Gus Edwards and Justice Hill and Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson is coming off a season to where he was an MVP candidate. And right now, he's the MVP favorite. He had 24 passing touchdowns to 7 interceptions. But you have to set the tone and be aggressive in this game. The Houston Texans have a lot of momentum right now, and they're coming off a great game last week. And it can be some lag from the Baltimore Ravens because usually a bye week can benefit you and can also hurt you as well because you don't have that much momentum. Hopefully Lamar Jackson, these guys are not rusty, but you have Lamar Jackson. You have to get him out on the run as much as possible. One thing that Todd Monken has done a good job with the passing concepts is getting guys open at every level. The deep passes, the intermediate routes, and the short routes as well. And Zay Flowers has been that go-to guy, and the same with Rashard Bateman. Something that's very interesting is that Mark Andrews got hurt a couple months ago against the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a full participant in practice yesterday, and he is questionable for this game. They have done a great job without Mark Andrews, but if you can put him into the game plan with Isaiah Likely, who has been phenomenal in the last stretch of the back half of this season, you can be in a great situation. But it starts with taking care of the football, running the ball with Lamar Jackson, get Mark Andrews involved, but do not force him the football. That is one nasty habit Lamar Jackson has done in the past, is just zone in on him over and over again. And usually because he was the most consistent target with this team. But now you have guys like Zay Flowers. You have guys like Rashard Bateman, who has been fully healthy this entire season. And you also have Odell Beckham Jr. as well. The thing is with Odell Beckham Jr., he may not be that same wide receiver he was a couple years ago with the Cleveland Browns or even with the New York Giants or even with the Los Angeles Rams. But the one thing with Odell Beckham, he has playoff experience and he has Super Bowl experience. Get him the ball as well on slant routes because he could take a 3 to 4 yard gain and he could take it to the house for 50 to 60 yards. He did it a couple weeks ago in the game. He can do it again against his tough Houston Texans defense. Now, obviously, you're going to have to go out there and protect Lamar Jackson with the offensive line. The biggest storyline in this game with Lamar Jackson is that he is 1-3 in the NFL playoffs, and he has that one win against the Tennessee Titans. Lamar Jackson to come out here with something to prove, and they finally have the right weapons with him and the right offensive play caller, in my opinion. It just comes down to, can Lamar Jackson pull this thing off with the weapons that they have? If he can go out there and score and stretch the Houston Texans deep and take care of the football and work off the run game, there is no reason to why the Baltimore Ravens cannot come out here and beat this red-hot Houston Texans team, because the Baltimore Ravens are red-hot as well. That's why they have this bye. That's why they're coming off this bye week. And as far as the defense of the Houston Texans, you have to go out there and play like a Raven. That is on the logo in their locker room. The defense doesn't have to go out there and prove why they are the best defense in the NFL statistically, with guys like Justin on the defensive line, who is coming off a very good season, 13 sacks on the season and 2 forced fumbles. You have Michael Pierce, Broderick Washington as well, and Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen up front. It's going to come down to the front seven. Can they get home without blitzing too much against C.J. Stroud? And if you do blitz against C.J. Stroud, play that man coverage. They do not have Tank Dell, and they do not have Noah Brown. They can still scratch you deep because C.J. Stroud's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season, even though he is a rookie. But you're going to have to go out there and play that aggressive man coverage and bluff some blitzes as well. Give him some design looks that he has never seen before in the NFL. You have to knock this kid off his spot. Yes, this team faced each other a couple of months ago early in the season, but these are two different football teams. The Ravens offense was working things out, and CJ was just new to the NFL. Go out there. Do not treat this kid like he's a rookie. Treat this kid like he's a veteran quarterback. Get that pressure up front, stretch guys out. And it's going to come down to the front seven. It's also going to come down to the secondary as well, with guys like Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and Marcus Williams. The most important player on this team defensively is going to be Kyle Hamilton, because he can play some linebacker for you. He can go out there and play some slot corner. He can go out there and play that safety position as well. He is a very versatile defender. He's going to have to go out there and pay very close attention to CJ's eyes and make sure that he is not looking him off of any routes. That is one thing that CJ has been great at this season. He's going to have to be on his P's and Q's in this game. But the Baltimore Ravens right now are the heavy favorite to win this game. They cannot come out here, turn the football over, and miss assignments on the defensive end, because if you do, CJ will beat you. Lamar Jackson has to come out fighting and put your foot on the gas pedal against this young Houston Texans team. Now let's talk about the Houston Texans. Last week was a great week for this team. They beat the Cleveland Browns 45-14. They had 2 pick sixes in this game, and CJ on the day was 16-21 for 274 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. But it did come down with another casualty. Noah Brown got injured last week, and he's a very valuable wide receiver with the team, because you don't have Tank Dell, but you still have Nico Collins, you have John Mechie, you have Dalton Schultz, and you also have your tight end Jordan as well, who had a very good play last week. It was a screen play, 1 catch, 76 yards, and went for a touchdown. You have to beat the Baltimore Ravens up front, and you have to get physical. Get Devin Singletary the football and give Dameon Pierce the football as well. Devin Singletary has been the lead running back this season, but Dameon Pierce has the ability to go out there and get 2 to 3 yards for you at a time. It's going to come down to, can this offensive line protect CJ enough up front, because this is a beat up Houston Texans team. Like I mentioned before, you don't have Tank Dell. Your offensive line is dealing with some injuries as well, because Titus Howard has been out for quite some time now. And you don't have Noah Brown. It's going to come down to milking the clock against the Baltimore Ravens and playing mistake-free football. Lucky for the Houston Texans, CJ is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL when it comes to not turning the football over. He has to go out there and execute, take what the defense gives you, and be patient. And that's one thing that CJ has been great at for the last couple weeks. They've beaten teams over the top with some deep route plays going to Nico Collins, but I expect for them to go out there and put Nico Collins in double coverage. Can other guys on this team step up with the injuries to the wide receivers? Yes, Robert Woods is a veteran guy. He's been in the playoffs before, and he's been with the Los Angeles Rams. He's been with the Tennessee Titans. But does he have enough juice in the tank to beat the secondary of the Baltimore Ravens, one of the toughest secondaries in the NFL? And can Dalton Schultz go out there and prove why he's a top tier tight end in the NFL with this team as well? We all know that CJ Stroud is a baller, but the guys are going to have to get open in this game, and they're going to also have to get him on the move as well. CJ is not known for his legs, but one thing that he has done in clutch moments, even going back to college when he played against Georgia, this kid is known for using his legs to get other guys open. They can do that as well in the pocket, manipulate the pocket, take care of the football, and get that run game going and protect CJ Stroud. As far as the defense, this defense was lights out last week. Like I mentioned before, they had 2 pick sixes last week, and the secondary is one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Don't sleep on them. Derek Stingley Jr. has been one of the best cover corners this season. I expect for him to travel around with Zay Flowers, and I expect for Steven Nelson to go out there and play one-on-one coverage when they blitz, because this is a team that doesn't blitz often, but when they do, their cornerbacks are elite. Derek Stingley Jr. followed around Amari Cooper. He clamped him up. I expect for him to be on that one-on-one coverage with Zay Flowers. And at the same time, I expect for Steven Nelson to go out there and to be on Rashard Bateman. You have to watch out for the double moves, and you also have to watch out for play action. The Baltimore Ravens are one of the best teams when it comes to running play action because they love to run the football. That's why it's going to be so essential for this team's linebackers and for that entire front seven to go out there, stop the run, and swarm Lamar Jackson. Do not let him get outside the pocket. Keep him inside the pocket. And I know that's a crazy concept because that's something the Miami Dolphins did a month or two ago, and he killed them. But the thing is with the Houston Texans, you have a strong enough secondary to go out there and play combo coverage with some man mixed in with some zone, or just play some pure man, to where you have to depend on guys like Jonathan Grenard and Will Anderson to go out there and take care of things. I believe that they can. Jonathan Grenard has led his team in sacks this season. He's been phenomenal. Will Anderson is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL for his age. Yes, he only has 7 sacks on the season, but this is his type of game plan. This is his type of assignment by keeping Lamar Jackson at the line of scrimmage. He is a terrific defensive end because of his athleticism. He can keep up with Lamar Jackson sideline to sideline. It's when you let Lamar Jackson go north to south is when things get a little crazy. And I know that's crazy to hear because he's not a power runner, but he's so fast he can make those moves in space. It's hard to get a guy like Will Anderson off balance sideline to sideline. You have to be able to go out there, keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket, because when he's able to evade pressure and move around, that's when things break down. That's when Isaiah Likely can get wide open, like how he did against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's when guys like Zay Flowers can get wide open, like how he did against the Los Angeles Chargers. But if this team goes out there and they play him like how they played him a couple months ago, they keep him inside the pocket and you contain him, you can be in a great situation. Make life hard for Lamar Jackson. Do not overcomplicate this. Do not go out there with that San Francisco 49ers game plan by just playing some deep zone coverage. You're going to have to get aggressive in this game. And I trust D'Amico Ryans to go out there and make the right decisions with the defensive coordinator. And I trust Bobby Sloyd to get his thing going on as well on the offensive side of things. This is going to be a very good football game. We have the young up-and-coming C.J. Stroud that has a lot to prove right now. And we have Lamar Jackson, like I mentioned before, is 1-3 in the NFL playoffs. He played angry this year because a lot of people was doubting him. Should he gotten paid? Did he deserve to get paid? And he went out there and proved it. He's going to prove it in these moments. With that being said, this is going to be a very good football game. This is my game of the week. I have the Houston Texans upsetting the Baltimore Ravens and winning this game 28-24. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game, the Houston Texans or the Baltimore Ravens? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, when each and every last win, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.